So Maison Ruinart, the first champagne house. They were established September 1st, 1729, original because the founder, Nicolas Ruinart's brother, was a cloth trader, and all the people who purchased his cloth were given a bottle of champagne as a gift. Soon after, they realized that the champagne part of the business was doing so well, they actually nixed the cloth trading entirely. And from there, they took over and realized they needed to find more place to elaborate champagne in the town of Reims. It's a very special town in the heart of Champagne. It's the capital of Champagne. So the area of Reims is a 1-hour train ride on a bullet train, the TGV, outside of Paris. So it's a very close place. You can do a day trip, go stay for a couple days, have an amazing culinary and wine experience. This is a place where the aspect of vineyards is not very high. It's low hills. The cities themselves tend to be pretty flat, and it's all about the elaboration of champagne. Now, growing grapes is obviously very important. They grow Chardonnay, they grow Pinot Noir, they grow Pinot Meunier, the 3 traditional varieties of champagne. But for them, the secondary fermentation is really the most important thing, and that's kind of where the magic in the bottle happens. Growing, obviously, in the vineyard is a huge step, but it's taking that step in the vineyard and then making the magic in the cellar of champagne that separates it from anywhere else in the world. So the feeling you get when you dive down 125 feet into the caves of Ruinart is unlike anywhere I've ever been in a wine experience ever in my life. It's dense, it's dark, it's well lit, it's very moody. They're very smart in the way that they've done the lighting. It elicits kind of a yellow light, an amber light. It's a glow rather than just a lit room. They've been very smart with the lighting design. You are under the earth. It is very cold, it is damp, it's dank. There are smells you don't smell anywhere else in the world. So because the caves are so porous with their chalky limestone nature, a lot of the natural water will fall when it rains or anytime there's any sort of moistness in the air. Truly, the water absorbs down into the cellar and they will get a pooling of water. And because of that, there's mold that will come to be. And those spores of mold actually allow for, it's really a regulation of humidity, which is really good, not only for the wine aging in barrel, but also the wine aging in bottle. And when you get to where the actual elaboration of the champagne happens, you really do see how special this place is. So champagne goes through first fermentation with white wine or red wine, depending on what they're making. Blanc de Noir, they do it from red varieties, but there's no skin contact. For Chardonnay, 100% of the time, it's Blanc de Blanc in this case. They do Blanc de Blanc, 100% Chardonnay. That secondary fermentation, though, is really where the magic happens for champagne. And the conditions in their caves are absolutely perfect to make that secondary fermentation happen. They have A-frames that are built like the letter A. They're built out of wood, and they have small indentations where an entire bottle will be put. After it's been given the liquor de triage, a secondary fermentation can have its opportunity for the yeast to re-eat the newly announced sugars into the bottle. And over the course of, in some cases, 6 weeks, someone called a riddler will go around and take these bottles and hand turn them 1/8 of a turn per day. It takes 6 weeks to do the riddling by hand. They also have what's called a gyro pallet, which is now basically a robot that can do the same thing in about the course of, I think, a week. So it saves a lot of time. But when you get to the point where the riddler does his work in Champagne, specifically at Maison Ruinart, you feel this history, a connection to the way it used to be. You understand why on September 1st, 1729, Nicolas realized there was something special here, why they invested their whole life and have looked forward to really understand what we can make and what kind of product we can make. And that first interpretation of these caves and having the kind of natural cooling element of the earth really allows for, it's like it's a womb for champagne, truly. All right, so let's open the bottle. We're gonna taste a non-vintage Blanc de Blanc. I got in touch with the chef de cave, Frederic, and he told me that the base wine for this is from 2016. So it is a multi-vintage wine made entirely from Chardonnay. This is one of their most iconic wines, and also the bottle shape has very much been a calling card for this winery over the years. It is something that they take very personally. They know it doesn't fit on everyone's retail shelf, and that is not at all a worry of theirs, because this is truly their calling card. You want to be very delicate when you open champagne. You don't want to make too big of a noise. Let the cork come to you rather than trying to get it out yourself. That was maybe even too loud. So the style of Ruinart tends to be much more linear, not as round, not as buttery. Malolactic fermentation is not a thing here. These wines are appley, steely, crisp. It's a wine of elegance and length. It's not big brioche, it's not an over-oaked bomb. This is something to really have with oysters, something to have just on a patio overlooking the ocean. It is something that every time you sip Ruinart champagne, you never forget it, every time. So in the Champagne region, you do see a lot of cheese. You see a lot of that kind of Alsatian German influence being close to Belgium. There's a lot of escargot. There's a lot of kind of charcuterie and things like that. This wine does really well with all those. Lots of butter, lots of garlic, lots of shallot. Definitely something that can carry very heavy flavors. And also the culinary kind of level that you find in Champagne and Reims. There's so many Michelin star restaurants, and I've seen this wine on every single wine list that I've been in there. Just apple. Honeycrisp apple. Oh, it's gorgeous. Santé.